welcome to NatFun, a live-recorded tabletop role-playing adventure game where the dice and a few friends tell the story. In this episode, we will be continuing our sci-fi adventure utilizing the Esper Genesis 5th edition compatible game system set in a galaxy far, far away from the Feywild and Forgotten Coast. My name's Jackie, and I will be your game master for this adventure, and I'm, of course, joined by a couple club-goers about to hit the dance floor.
My name's Dan, and I'll be playing Dathkar Krata, a Matokai Sentinel, as well as Tuvelis, a Bellari Engineer.
Easy for you to say. I'm Matt, and I'll be playing Ulrich Tyning, a Dendis Cybermancer, and his dog Slick. Okay, his squid Slick.
Now, as I mentioned, we will again be playing Esper Genesis by Alligator Alley Entertainment in the continuation of Skydon Game Studios' Crucible Corpse module. We will have links to both in the show notes and on our website, natfunpodcast.com, with a little bit more info at the end of the episode, too. And before we hit the club, we of course have some shout-outs. Each session we write down cool stuff everyone did in-game on our adventure Google Doc. It's a great way to lift up your fellow players and earn some sweet in-game bonuses as well. For this adventure, we are switching up our standard GM inspiration to be an Esper gain, which is a simple +4 to a check or attack roll under the same guidelines as Bardic Inspiration. And as always, the first shout-out will grant the recipient this reward, and the second will grant the person who posted it the Esper gain. And our first number is a 6.
This is to Dan from Matt. It's for wrecking the hotel room and just totally playing your character. It was a very cool moment. And then how you described it and why, and I like, that's pretty cool, because I was in the same vibe, like, I don't really think he's going to be into this. But then you did that, I'm like, no, he's way into this more than that.
Well, the way Jackie described it was just very much like, oh, this just sounds agitating.
The Japanese toilet of hotel rooms.
Well, and I just love that then I was able to make you pay more for the damage afterwards.
Yes.
And the next number is a 3.
That's from Jackie to Dan. Destroying the annoying sleep pod controls and setting me up for making you pay.
I said I liked it. Okay, we'll roll a different one though. 8.
Okay. This is from Matt to Dan as Tuvelis. The no sleep mode. I thought it was a really cool way to kind of keep that cybernetic piece, and the way you played into it, you know, his interface and his social interactions, and then the fact I'm just gonna go charge in the corner creepily. Cool.
Does Tuvelis have sunglasses that come down at night while he's
Full
recharging?
bender. You know it, baby.
Man. I mean, you could get into all sorts of detail that way. So yes, let's go with it. Just as go away.
Tuvelis is going to slowly just merge into Bender now.
All right, well, that means the first shout-out grants Dathkar an Esper gain, and the second shout-out grants Matt/Ulrich, or Al, an Esper gain.
Nice.
And if you already have one, too bad, so sad. You got to use it.
Yeah.
And with that, who's ready to become big dang space heroes?
I don't know
Slick
about hero, but
You just don't need to make that sound. That's great. If you could just not.
Make me.
oh no, you're just gonna bring on the wrath of the
Yeah.
GM.
Now
Your
you're
creature's
just
gonna
tempting
die.
fate.
Yeah, Slick is
It's
dead.
all right. His 2 hit
Al
points have
sneezes
this
really hard
solid.
and Slick goes flying through a porthole and sucked into the vacuum of space. Oh no. And you don't
Level
have
2
the components
spell.
to make him come back. Oh no.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Components Shimomononids.
Last episode on Cipher Syndicate, our space adventurers were released from the security office on a special mission and explored the main terminal of the Pel Tavaria space station, taking in the sights, smells, and caged critter cuisine. Well, that's a really hard sentence to say. Caged critter cuisine with a coupon from their new friend Tarko. Dathkar ate his fill and had already decided his next order. Tuvelis is extremely glad it doesn't require sustenance like that. And Al and Slick will probably just order water next time. After a quick stop in a secondhand shop, the party found themselves looking for accommodations for the night. Tavelis quickly determined the best establishment, and although the hotel clerk may have been hard of hearing, the sleeping pods had all the amenities to be desired. Except by Dathkar, who silenced them all with his claws. After a good night's rest, they settled up at the front desk, some for a higher fee than others, and headed out to locate the Eclipse Night Club, taking the maglev train between districts until they arrived in the hustle and bustle of the entertainment district. At the club, they spotted a large Matakai bouncer in the doorway. Although he initially was standoffish, as they were insisting they needed to see Rona, the club's owner, something changed his mind, and he let them inside, directing them to her office, the red door at the back of the club. And as soon as they spotted it, the beat and the massive 3-story light show chandelier dropped.
Let the beat drop. Never say that again.
Oh, it's happening at least 2 more times in the next 5 minutes. Sorry, not sorry. We rejoin our players in the club, on the opposite side of a dance floor, flooding with people from the door they need to get to. But before we start our dance-off skill challenge, I'm going to ask the players to describe what they see in this club.
All right. Well, there's a large U-shaped bar in the middle of the room there that has, what do you say, the stone and metal. And from that point, there are all these kind of flying drones that are wait staff that are bringing drinks to the various levels. So they're kind of coming in like just constantly, these drones picking up drinks, dropping them off, bringing back the empties. And they themselves are all just kind of bedazzled and sparkling and everything, so you don't necessarily get distracted by it. When they hit the light, it just keeps reflecting the light around, so it adds kind of a additional layer of lighting effect to the room.
Nice.
And with that same concept, the walls, the actually outer walls, actually change from like mirrors to lights to different backgrounds to kind of keep with the music, and each layer has something different, but it makes the place feel much bigger than it is. And it also, you can't tell where things start and stop. So these drones go through the walls and things come out of the walls, and you can't tell where the ports are, and everything's just a little disorienting in a cool way. Kind of like a casino locks you in with no light, kind of thing.
So in other words, take overstimulating and take it up like 5 more levels.
Yeah, like, so full Times Square with turn to Tokyo level.
And this space is pretty big. It's like 120 feet across. It's a big, giant square space. And again, with those panels that look like you can't tell if they're openings or not, it could be even bigger. And then to add 3 stories of open space, it just feels massive. But as soon as that chandelier starts to come down and that music starts to play, everyone knows this is when the party starts, and the floor gets completely crowded. It's going to be hard to even make your way to the bar, let alone across the entire room to the red door to the office. So, I'd asked you guys last episode if you wanted to walk through, or before I could even say it, you both went, skill challenge. So, we're going to do a skill challenge.
DJ Roomba, drop that funky beat.
Yes, I did write down your suggestion, DJ Roomba. So this is going to be a very narrative skill challenge, so get ready to get creative. As for the rules, the difficulty of the roll will go up with each success, and we will be using kind of our standard guidelines where you can only use each skill once, which means it's up to you to find creative ways to utilize other skills to achieve your goals. For funsies, I wanted to throw at you guys if you wanted to allow for 1 reaction during this whole challenge, 1 reaction to try and save a failed roll. Now, you can only use each skill once still applies, but if you do really, really bad, you can use 1 reaction throughout the whole skill challenge to throw 1 extra roll in there to try and save it, if you'd like. Yay or nay?
I'm thinking.
It's a cost benefit because you have to use up another skill, so...
Yeah. I don't think we'll need it, but I'm sure we will, so let's keep it in our back pocket.
Yeah, I'd say let's do it as an option.
Because it's story. For story, not for fit winning.
And you each, yes, I said each, need to get 3 successes before you get 3 failures.
Well, I'm boned. Good deal.
Any questions?
No.
All right, and then the last question is for you, Dan. Since you are juggling 2 characters, do you wish to play 2 characters in this? Or would you like Tuvelis to kind of just be...
I'd say play 2. Let's see where it goes.
The anchor. He's just the anchor in our way.
All right. He's going to be the one it is going to be the one that saves everybody. All right. So, any questions?
I feel like we should have questions.
When we get there.
You guys sound really
I'm good.
nervous. We'll see how it goes. I do have some random tokens all over the map just so you can see how busy it is. You guys can kind of move your character to help you describe the space a little bit. But with 3 successes, each success will get you about a third of the way across.
Okay.
Whatever route you decide to take,
Got it.
if that makes sense. All right, let's try out this nightclub music. See if it's nightclub.
Oh man, we gotta deal with the bar.
You can go around it. It's a U shape and then takes up almost the full middle of the space.
Yeah, and the door is directly behind it, so we're across from it. The room's slightly shallower than it is wide, so that's good to know. But we gotta go around La Bar.
Let's have you guys roll for initiative.
All right.
Rick has 13 for initiative.
Dat car rolls a 1 for initiative.
Seems appropriate.
And Tuvelis rolls a 5.
Oh god, this is already gonna be epic.
Got my 1 out of the way, guys.
Yeah,
There
you
you
got
go.
your 1. Your nat 1. There's not even a
Okay,
modifier.
so you step in, you do a quick scan of the room, you see this massive space, lights everywhere, drones flying up, down on wheels, you've got bipedal walking androids, and you spot on the back wall that red door that you were told to go to. And then the chandelier comes down. And this chandelier is 2 stories tall itself in complete moving parts. Up, down, they slide in each other, out of each other. It is this impressive 3D structure that is shooting light and glitter and smoke everywhere as the space starts to get very disorienting. And everyone rushes to the floor. What are you doing, Al?
Al is considering his life choices.
And what skill would you like to roll for that? History check?
No. We don't even have history. Ironic. So
Lore.
he
Lore
is... Lore.
Is this the dance of my people?
He is going to try to fit in, and he's going to start moving his body. He's a very fluid guy. He's not a big person, but he's got kind of all that fluid movement from being semi-aquatic, and he's going to try to just persuade everybody around him that he is supposed to be here and that he's more important than he is, to kind of work his way through the crowd. I mean, he is a white and purple guy with, semi-metallic clothing on. He does stand out a little bit, so he's going to try to just act like he belongs.
Okay. I would say that feels a little bit more like performance than persuasion. So what are you going to say? What does Alric say? And you can choose after your number. What are you saying to persuade people?
Okay.
I am meant to be here.
And it's his
I'm
body
here
movements.
too.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to roll and then I'll see. That is a natural 20.
Ooh. Okay, now you need to speak a natural 20.
Yeah, I know.
Set the
Make
bar
a
high.
hole, people. The party has started.
And as you say that, the crowd around you just starts screaming, and they kind of turn to each other to start telling everyone, kind of like a wave and a game of telephone, now it started, the party started, now it started. And in doing that, they kind of scoot out of the way, and you get this parting of the waters situation, and you're able to kind of move closer to that door.
Hell yes, brother. Come on, Slick.
What's Tuvelis doing?
Tuvelis will, having entered the room, say,
This is my jam. Get very excited.
and I was thinking of the Lego movie where he's like, this is my gym. This is also my gym.
Nice.
Everything is awesome.
And it will look around the room and begin to communicate with all these drones flying around and basically entice them to come down and levitate him across, or levitate it across the room a bit. So pick it up and float across the room. So
Nice. Sounds good. Very creative.
let's see. It's an 18.
Oh, you passed. You're good.
Nice.
All right. So yeah, the drones all respond, come from the bar, float over, and pick Tuvelis up and bring him over. If we're going to third away the room, set him down on top of the bar. So he's going to be kind of dancing on top of the bar top there for a minute.
Coyote ugly it up for a minute.
Shots!
All right, well, that's two pretty awesome scenarios that just played out, but what is Dathkar going to do? This does not seem like his space, and I don't know if claws are a good solution.
Totally a good solution. Mosh pit.
Dathkar is going to turn to the Madokai that was at the door, the bouncer, and try to convince him to provide some assistance from either another bouncer, call another bouncer over to clear a path for him.
Okay.
So we're going to go persuasion. Or can
Sounds good.
I can do persuasion even though he did. Yeah, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
All right. That is
Oh, man, that'd be so much harder if you couldn't do anything anybody else had said.
That's a 10, so.
You made it.
Ooh, all right.
You made it.
Nice.
The first round was a DC of 8.
All right. Glad Dathkar got his low roll hopefully out of the way on that one. So yeah, he asks the bouncer for some assistance getting across the room. He nods and calls over, or radios over with his little earpiece, and another bouncer comes from one of the back side areas of the club and begins to lead him through the crowd.
Sounds good. And which direction is he going? Is he going around the bar? Is he just climbing over the bar?
They'll lead him around the bar, so I can't move my token, but Dathkar would move.
You can't move your token.
There I am. Okay, I have a big... Oh, that's the bouncer that just looks a lot like me. So Dathkar will make it to the north side of the room.
All right, which way was Al going, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right. When in doubt, go right. So he'll be in the same general locale. Actually, I think he was right up the middle of the crowd, so I'm gonna move him there, kind of mid-crowd level.
Okay.
Going around, using his get up and go.
So what are you doing now?
He actually is gonna take the suggestion that Dan gave, and actually he's gonna think back because his people are such an ancient people. There's been a lot of famous Dundas, and his family has some kind of political background and stuff. He's gonna change his tentacle look and his posture, and even try to kind of mush his face a little bit and try to look like somebody he knows is kind of pop culture famous right now from his species. And he's gonna make a lore check to see if he can pull this off and do it. Remember somebody cool like that.
Okay. That's a stretch, but I dig the creativity. Go
Yeah.
for it.
That's a 14 on lore.
Passed.
Cool.
So who do you try to look like? How does your face change?
He actually stretches his jaw down and softens his face so he looks overly made up, and he makes his tentacles go way out, like almost straight out, but they're still moving and flowing. So he has massive big hair, and he's looking like a musician from his planet that he knows.
And what's that musician's name?
Oh God!
Oh my god, you guys! It's
Devin Dendis.
oh my gosh, guys! It's Devin Dendis. Oh my gosh, yeah! And you get kind of rushed by a crowd, and you have to kind of back up. And one of the bouncers actually comes in and kind of creates a barrier for you to get further across the room.
Okay. If I'd rolled poorly, this would have had a fun outcome as well.
All right, now Tivelis is up on the bar.
Yep.
What are they doing up there? They've been dropped off by the drones and standing up on the bar. Are they doing the robot?
Tivelis is going to attempt to take some of the chandelier pieces that are up there and jerry-rig a device that will again continue to levitate it further across the room. So as that chandelier came down, it's floating, and there's all these bits floating around it. It snagged a few, and now it's going to try to assemble something rapidly here that will continue its trajectory. So let's
All right,
go.
let's see.
Mechanics check.
Okay.
It's a 12.
Unfortunately, the DC was 13.
Yeah.
Just missed it. So, as you reach up and try to grab that chandelier, one of the androids that's working behind the bar comes over and slaps your hand. And they actually don't talk, but you see they have a screen built on their chest. and it just says violation 1. And you see a little light, almost like a teeny tiny one small Christmas light size on your head that is very faintly red. Boop. Gets stuck on. And they go back to serving beer. So you have 1 failure.
All right. Well, then... Oh, I forgot we can...
How about Dathkar?
Yeah, Dathkar has made it through, but now there's kind of a crowd gathered around him, and he's getting a little agitated. So he is going to let out a fierce roar and see if he can't kind of get some attention of all these people dancing around, creatures dancing around him, and they clear a path. So let's see if we can intimidate.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a 10.
Nope, unfortunately, as you go to call out, the bouncer that had kind of helped you turns around and grabs your throat and stifles the vocalization that you were making and reaches down to his belt and picks up this small, teeny tiny red light and boop, sticks it on your forehead. Violation 1. Don't do it again.
I mean, Dathkar kind of want to rip this guy's hands off, but let it go.
All right, we are over to Al, who has had 2 successes. And one thing I didn't do in this skill challenge, I gave you guys a lot of leeway to have your own freedom. Normally, I throw things at you and you have to decide in the moment what to do, which is why I did higher DCs. But now I'm going to throw some stuff at you. So you've made your way through a crowd. You ended up impersonating a celebrity and kind of got saved by one of the security guards. And you're almost over to that red door. You can see it. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see this large figure come towards you. A pretty big form, honestly, a little bit. How tall are you, Dathkar?
I'm only 5 feet.
Dathkar,
I'm sorry.
You're Al.
Al.
Yeah,
Alex
7
is only 5
Okay.
foot.
So just shy of how tall Dathkar is, but not nearly as massive or scaly. It is a female form, really muscular, slight green tone to her skin. She has some freckles on her face, and she has 2 blonde pigtails with streams of glitter braided into them.
You forgot the
Good day.
pacifier.
My name's Melanie. This is my first time clubbing. It's nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Al. I am only here for a work-related event. I recommend you have a beverage and get a pacifier at the bar.
Oh, you'll buy me a drink? That's great.
No, that guy standing on the bar will, though. That robot guy, he's got you covered. Tell him I sent you.
They don't identify as agenda, and I don't think he works here.
Them. No, but he's with me.
But, so what skill are you using with this interaction that you're role-playing with me?
Deception?
Sure. Roll for deception.
Okay, let's see what deception does. That's a 16 for deception.
You just got it. You
Well-
sneaky mother brother.
Well, and here's actually, I want to do something, GM, because I managed to pass this, and I see my buddies are struggling a little bit, and I do know I need them there when I get there. Can I assist them with a little extra, put a little spin on it to help them maybe get other people distracted and
You just
kind
said
of keep
the
with my
woman to go
theme
slow
of
me
being
down.
somebody important?
Well, you could if that was in the rules that we talked about before the skill challenge started.
Can I use my reaction to help them instead of help me, since they failed?
If they have 2 failures, I will allow you to use 1 reaction 1 time.
Cool beans.
So this is intended for each person to be on their own.
Well, you know.
Trust me. Remember the olive branch. Trust
I know.
me.
No, I know that. I'm trying to add something to it too, and use my turn to help them instead of get ahead. So.
Don't take away my fun.
Shut up,
My
hippie.
job is to lose, okay? Don't take away my fun
And I'm
moments.
helping you lose better.
All right, so Al
Probably
has
get me
made it
arrested.
all the way over to that door. But just before he turns the handle to open it, we kind of go back to Tavelis, who is still up on the bar with a little red
I made
light.
it. I thought that
blinking
was
on his
just an
forehead.
obstruction. I didn't realize I made it.
Well, you had 3 successes.
Tuvelis looks across the bar, surveys it, and notices a individual that has begun to choke on an olive or olive-like,
A space lemon.
yeah,
Eyeball.
something like that, in their cocktail. So it will go ahead and run across the top of the bar all the way down and attempt to dislodge this stuck piece of fruit or vegetable or whatever you want to call it.
All right, what skill are you using? Are you being dexterous to get there?
It's medicine. See if we could
Okay.
save this person's life.
Nice.
It's a 9.
That's unfortunately another failure. So, would you like to describe it or would you like me?
I mean, I'm just trying to decide where the failure occurs in this whole process. I think
Yeah, you ran a long distance.
Tuvelis makes it to the bottom side of the bar there, and then trips and falls off before it can make it any further. So it makes it like, well, half of the third there, so a sixth of the way, but not enough to make a success. Slips, falls off the bar, makes a whole huge scene, and that robot comes back. Second warning.
Just flashes 2 violations on the screen built into the chest plate. All right, what about Dathkar?
Dathkar is gonna go ahead and decide he needs to fit in a little better, and he's gonna start to kind of bob and weave and try to use the music to get through. So he's gonna use athletics to attempt to get in tune with what's going on in the room and make some progress.
Okay.
That is a 13 for athletics.
Ooh, you just got it.
Yeah, so Dathkar realized he had to adapt. This wasn't the time for applying the bouncer's face off, so he instead starts to move with the music, look for the openings between people as they're wandering back and forth, and make it at least, another third of the way through it.
Which, thinking about how you've been playing Dathkar, I do think that Masakai would probably have, dances in their own culture, but they would be probably treated more like a tactical battle formation than a graceful dance. So that's pretty fair. Okay, now Al is at the door, but kind of hesitates. He had grabbed the door handle, but lets it go and looks back around, scans the room, and waits just to see if either of you need help. But we are back to Tuvelis, who's only had 1 success so far.
Well, he'll be using his reaction or whatever you want to say if this one goes south. So let's go with, let me see here.
And you guys do still have your Esper gains, too.
Yeah. We're gonna need that for when we're almost dying.
I know. Tuvelis laying on the ground, upside down on his back, gets a different view of what's going on now down at the floor level, seeing the sea of legs. And it will use a perception check to attempt to see if it can find a pathway through the moving feet of all the individuals in front of it.
Sounds good. Gotta beat a 13.
That's an 8. So
That doesn't do it.
So Alrex sees Tuvelis struggling, and he sees all the stuff going on, and he sees him coming around the other side of the bar, trying to get past all these waiters and digital things. He sees the red dots. He's seen this whole mess before. So he reaches out and just twinkles his hand a little bit and uses his Esper power, and small, almost invisible lines of code come out of his hand. And then 2 or 3 glasses down at the bar on the other side of Tuvelis start to glow, and then they slide down the bar into a whole row of drinks at the other end and spill a bunch of drinks and smash, and trying to distract the group on the other side so that Tuvelis can make it the rest of the way.
All right, make your roll. You've got to get at least a 5.
Okay. What do I roll for this then? What die?
What are you using?
Well,
He needs Tuvelis needs 5 added. So what Esper power are you using?
I'm using my Esper power is Tricky Fingers, which is it's just a.
I'm sorry, I should
crime.
clarify. Just
Yeah.
like you would need to use a skill to roll,
Yeah.
your giving your reaction would be the same as if you had failed and you wanted to use your reaction to do acrobatics after your intimidation to limbo so you didn't get punched in the face.
How about I'd call this sleight of hand.
That's
I
good.
think
That fits.
Yeah.
that's a 20.
Oh, got it. No problem. All right. Tuvelis has 2 successes now, but also 2 failures. And we are to Deathcar, who has 2 successes and only 1 failure, only 1 red light on his forehead. And you're with those 2 successes, you've made your way almost
Making my
around
way.
the bar. You're past most of the other big, groups and clusters of people. But I don't have them on the map here. There's still a few stragglers at the different tables. And you see which one should we do? You see a fairly tall individual. A little more of a slight form than Dathkar, but still very muscular, very scaly, but the scales are a deeper red color and has piercing, glowing, fiery orange eyes as a female Matakai in not a lot of clothing walks up to Dathkar and starts flirting with him.
All right. I'm looking at my skills I have up. Shouldn't use the big ones first. Really should
Roll
use
for
the big
flirt.
numbers first.
Well, and while you're thinking, we should roleplay this moment a little bit too, right? So she walks up, and I'm trying to think, what would a Masukai pickup line be? But let's see what we can come up with.
I got something, but we'll see what you do.
Yours are going to be so wrong and terrible. I'm a little afraid to even ask. I know you very well.
Hey, okay, just you come up with your own then.
Hey, maybe you can tell me what homeworld you're from, or you could just land on mine.
Wow.
I think Dathkar is first completely oblivious to her talking to him. So it might take more than one attempt for her to get his attention because he's currently very focused on.
This isn't Dan. This is Dathkar.
So is she gonna make another attempt?
Yeah, so she reaches up and grabs his shoulder. Ooh, you feel tense. I can loosen that. And she starts digging her wrist really, really hard into a spot on Dathkar's shoulder that actually it kind of releases some tension and feels actually quite relaxing for just a moment.
All right, we'll go with the performance on this one. Dathkar is gonna get really into it, and I don't come here often. I certainly don't meet many Madokai women as beautiful as you. I'm a little busy right now, but if you'll meet me up on the balcony over there, and I'll point up across the way, in about 15 minutes, we can see where this goes.
Ooh, make your roll. As she just swirls the straw in her drink and takes a little sip.
It's an 18.
You did it! You
Oh,
beat it!
thank God.
As the little creature in her drink is dying from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, there's actually, it looks like a little thing floating and holding the straw, but really it's a small creature that's alive, and their job is to hold the straws. No.
As Dathkar makes it all the way over to Alric, he'll look back towards her and wink. In a really crude, just obvious, forced wink.
And she'll wink back the same way because it's not necessarily a Dathkar thing, it's a Matokai thing. They can't wink. So hers is just as awful.
Just the
And she calls out to her group, her little cluster of Matakai over at one of the high top tables and points upstairs and does another awful wink and heads over to the stairs.
Is one of them wearing a bride sash?
No, she would have been way more drunk if it was a bachelorette party.
Ulrich looks at Deathcar and said, I think the building's in failure. I heard something cracking just now. It sounded like concrete in failure. Oh no, that was your eye. Never mind.
All right, we are back to Tuvelis
Tuvelis.
with 2 successes and 2 failures. So, having tried to scamper across the bar and then slipped and fallen and just not been successful in any of those attempts,
Yeah,
so what do I have for you? Ooh,
Oh, God.
I got to give you a little bit of a challenge here, though, because you do have 2 successes by using that reaction. So hold on just a second. As you see all those glasses go flying across the bar top, smash, you look over at the door and you see Al kind of waving his fingers. You get up quickly knowing this is a small window that you have. And as you stand up and try and start moving, you kick over someone's drink. And this figure is not as big as Dathkar, a little more slight like Al, but they're covered in fur from head to toe. They have very muscular arms, and as the drink falls, you see them bare their fangs as you are looking at the feline species of Alna. It's a bipedal cat-like species, and they do not seem happy.
Tuvelis will begin to query its database for ways to please this creature. Delving into, lore. So we're going to go with lore on this one. And anything it's ever can pull from the records that it's heard that the species would potentially enjoy. So let's see how the roll goes before we describe what Tuvelis
I like it. Go
pulls
for
up.
it. Please be the wrong thing. No.
It's a 17.
All right, a 17 makes it. It was a DC of 16 for your final
Nice.
check, so you are good.
And remarkably, it's just reaching out behind the feline's ear and giving it just kind of gentle scratches. And it begins to purr.
Such a stereotype.
and Tuvelis kind of just keeps moving around the back and keeps going around it until it seems like it's calmed down. And then just slips away towards the door.
And as the drink had been kicked, one of the androids that's working behind the counter had rushed over, thinking they were going to need to slap a 3rd violation on you. But because they didn't, just as you get out of reach of that Valna, they are already there with their fresh drink, and they don't seem to even notice that you're gone or what happened. And all 3 of you have successfully made it to the red door at the back of the club.
What would have happened if we failed?
Bar fight! Actually, that was my
had some
solution
options.
if we failed, not so much the actual problem if we failed.
I just imagine
I have
Jack is
backup.
about to say something and you're like, and I draw my weapon and
I pull out a muzzle top
As she's
cocktail.
hitting on you, I take my claws and I cut her face off. No. Okay, so you have made it to the red door at the back of the club. Music's still going, lights are still blaring, that chandelier's moving up and down. It really hasn't been that much time to get across this space. It was pretty full of people. So, it was pretty full of clubbers. So, I would think it would probably have taken 8 to 10 minutes to just work your way through this whole situation
Eternity.
to get back here. What'd you say?
It's gotta be an eternity.
I heard tofurkey, and I was very
Oh,
confused.
yuck. That's a different cocktail.
So, you get to the red door, and who's opening it?
I think Dathkar would.
I think, yeah. Actually, I think Ulrich would step back and look up at Dathkar and go, after you.
Okay.
You know, if it blows up, at least it's you.
Dathkar, as you reach out to look for a handle, you see that there's a handle, but it's just for show. This is actually an automated door, which normally slides. And as you're looking for a panel, somewhere to put your hand, you notice that there's a holographic sign just barely visible above the door in the midst of the smoke and flashing lights, and it says office. And the door isn't seeming to respond to you in any way. But Tuvelis, you feel in that compartment in your arm that you have that encrypted keycard.
Nice.
You feel that compartment kind of warm up for a second, like you did just outside the club. And then you hear, "Boodoo," And the door slides open for you.
So that car will just assume it was kind of a glitch, or they're waiting for the cameras to... someone on the other side of cameras to activate it and go ahead right through the door and say, follow close.
And you walk into a very small hallway. It's probably 8 feet wide sounds big, but it is a D&D map. So you have 8 feet wide and about 20 feet long, just this really plain gray hallway. No seating, no marking, a couple of promotional posters and a couple of boxes with some coasters and other stuff. And then there is another metal door, which does have a doorknob at the end of that hallway.
I get worried when you start giving us dimensions. It's like, how many people can fit in here, and then what's going to happen when you get down there?
That's why I sometimes give you guys maps for social encounters, so that you're not always expecting a map means combat.
Death Car will go down there and open the door with Tubel following behind, and I assume Ulrich in the back.
Yep, that was the idea. Is he'll run, he'll kind of watch everybody's back.
As you open the door, you see multiple screen displays decorate the walls of this dimly lit room. There are 2 guards that kind of stand on either side of the doorway, and they are opposite of a large steel and glass desk. Seated at the desk is a kind of dark gray, black-haired Eldori. So an Eldori is a female humanoid, and she has a pretty slim-toned build, radiant blue skin. Again, that dark hair tied back in a large mass of braids. And as she looks up at you, you notice she has deep, NatFun purple blue eyes. I'll say NatFun purple eyes, because it's a fun color.
Yeah.
And she's studying a holo display until she looks up. And she seems a little bit startled before she says, "How the hell did you get in here?"
No, the door just opened for us. We were sent here to deliver a package to Rona, I presume.
And she kind of shakes her head and begins to slowly stand up. "I've never met you before."
That was the point.
And the guards
Don't let
put their hand on their belt.
Tarko sent us.
Oh.
Sorry. I was like waiting. I had to look at the name again. Sorry. Yeah.
I had it.
I
I
was
wanted
like,
to make
okay,
sure.
if you're just going to do that, then okay.
That was the point. Nobody knows us when we murder you. That's what she heard.
I don't know of anyone named Taco. What do you mean they sent you?
He sent us to deliver an encrypted data pad that needed to make its way safely into your hands. Paid us a small amount to do so. He works for the Tavapole.
And as soon as you say the word data pad, panic strikes her face. And she turns quickly and looks at the screens behind her, knocking tablets and things all off the desk. And she mutters, "Frack," under her breath, and motions the guards to go check the hallway as they run past you.
A lot of us out here.
Good thing it's 8
These
feet
are
wide.
big guards. You're welcome to try and stop them if you
No,
wish.
no, there's a lot of us out here. This room's getting very full is what Ulrich's thinking. He's like, good God.
And she reaches down in a cabinet underneath some of those monitors, and she grabs a vest, a belt, a pistol, a few other items, puts them on, and says, "You've been tricked by the Omega Fist gang, and now we're all in danger. Who is your contact again?"
Tarko with Tavapole. He's at the entry hangar when we arrived.
I suspected they'd infiltrated Tavapole. They're after a uniquely encoded key chip. I can't believe they hacked through the security network here. Help me get out of here with the key chip, and I'll give you 1,000 cubals each. But we have to go now.
Gaskar will look back at Ulrich.
Yeah, Ulrich is trying to find his...
As she's already stood up and making her way across the office, and she says, I'm leaving with or without you.
I know. He just wants to see if he can trust her. He's been through the ringer for almost something just like this. He's not going to trust, so he's going to make an insight check to see if he can find out if he's... Oh, good.
No, he's
A 6.
not.
He believes her.
Unfortunately, as you try and speak up and ask a question, she starts to run, like full speed, run past you as the lights, music, everything goes down in the club, pitch black.
Should we
And then
ditch
you
the
hear
chip?
the sounds of gunfire and screaming on the other side of the red door.
Deathcar draws his grand blade, and he's got a smile on his face. His day just got better.
Oh, God.
And she calls out, "There's a trap door by the register at the front of the bar. Follow me."
Oh, God. Again?
So now you'll see this map looks a little bit different.
Yeah. Oh, God. There's X's already. That's not good.
You heard
We heard
gunfire.
Come on, man.
So, as you get to the red door and you look out, you can see the two security guards have both split on opposite sides of the bar and are running towards some of the patrons at the club. You notice that there are a few people that have weapons drawn. There is still quite a bit of smoke in this space, and emergency lights have come on, but it's still kind of hard to see. You are able to make out there's a couple of flashes to your left and a couple of flashes to your right that look like they're being shot from a pistol, because you can hear the sounds. Again, because the music got cut. And you see on the opposite side of the bar, in between the bar and the front door, is a hooded figure dressed in all black. They have armored plates, very thin metal, but armored plates on their arms, their chest, and they're wearing a black cloak, and they actually have a saber drawn, and they are just cutting down anyone near them. Let's have everyone roll for initiative.
Cool beans. Oh. Well, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Oh, that took a hot minute to roll. Okay, do we have everybody in there?
Yeah.
Do we?
Ulrich didn't roll, so he's just not in combat. He's just hanging out.
He rolled.
Sitting it
He
out.
rolled.
All right, so Deathcar, you can see Rona. She is pointing towards the main register as she gets to the door frame, but you do have a higher initiative. So she kind of gives you a general direction of where that trap door is, but you got to take stock of the situation.
Okay. Well, Deathcar has his movement, because... Alright. Would I have to push through her to get through, or is she allowing me to get by?
She'll allow you to get by.
Okay.
Well, I would say this. Are you aiding her or not? Because we didn't get a confirmation if you are helping her or not.
I mean, there's...
So would she trust you or not in this moment?
Ooh, would she trust me? I mean, she's kind of forced to, because I'm at her backside, so she's either surrounded or not, so she's going to have to trust me.
That's a good point. All right, so she'll move.
Alright, so yeah,
She'll test it out.
Deathcar will... I mean, she'll notice that Deathcar's eyes are on the doorway and not on her. That he's looking past
Gotcha.
her and not focused on her as he's moving with his blade. He will move first of all into the room, so about 10 feet there. And I presume now I can see what's going on. There's an individual with a blade slicing at everyone.
Yep.
All
And they're
right.
about, let me get the measuring tool. They're about 70 feet away from you. To the south, it looks like you can see there is a person in kind of all brown leather clothes with a yellow bright fist on their chest, clutching a kind of a gem. And that's a symbol of the Omega Fist Gang, which you guys wouldn't have known. And next to them is someone clad in all black. It almost looks like a business suit style, but slightly armored. And you see two similar figures to the north, but they're a little bit more split apart from each other, probably a good 30 feet between those ones. So you've got two to the north of the bar, two to the south of the bar, and then that hooded, bladed, ninja-like figure near the front.
He sees the big guy going for it, and he is gonna go for it. So, as he enters the room, Deathcar will step in, leaving the doorway at least open behind, so he's not blocking everything. And he will use his Esper power for a laser blast. So, it will be a ranged attack at this cloaked, armored figure on the other side of the bar there.
All right, they do have partial cover, so they're going to have a slight bonus to their AC.
All right.
Let me double check the amounts. Right now they have a +2 bonus.
Dathkar's not in it for the math. And that will be... Oh, it's a 13.
Doesn't hit.
Damn it. All right. Even beyond that, Dathkar will move forward towards the trapdoor. The additional movement he can do. So he's only got about 30 feet of movement. So that's what he will do. And let me just double check.
I was going to say, any bonus actions?
Not a lot of those floating around.
Well, he can use Like the Wind. So he can double his movement with that. So as a bonus action, Like the Wind. And I can move there, about there. So I made it, about 20 feet away from the end of the bar where this individual is.
Nice.
And that will have to end his turn.
All right, so now we have what is classified as a corporate agent. So because Dathkar moved further into the room, you're able to see it's still hard through the smoke, but again, I described their attire as kind of a business suit-like, and you see a kind of red and white Z emblem, like where the polo shirt emblem would be on their actual coat. And we've got our corporate agent to the south. It's their turn. They are going to take 2 shots at you, Dathkar, with their heavy pistol. Ooh, first one's a nat 1, so it jams and they cannot take the second shot. Now we have next to that corporate agent is a gang member, and they look pretty rough and tumble. They've got a spiked green mohawk that's kind of slicked over to the side with a little bit too much gel. They're wearing that brown garb, sleeves are torn off, and they have tattoos and looks like some metal bracelets that are almost hovering just off their skin. And they're going to use their light pistol to take 2 shots at the one that ran into the room. It's only Dathkar at this point, so you are a really big target.
It's a big
That's going to be a
animal.
7 and a 13.
Doesn't hit.
You lucky mother.
Pew pew! They miss. Next up we have Rona, who's in the doorway, and she is going to run out, and she has a light pistol, and she's going to run 30 feet straight towards you, Dathkar. And as she does that, she's going to run and take some shots over at the gang member that had just shot at you. It was the last flash of a gun that she saw. That's where she's aiming. And she rolls a 13, which is enough to hit them.
Nice.
For 9 points of piercing damage, because she rolled real good on her damage roll. So she hits him in their shoulder, and you watch the through and through, and you see just blood seeping rapidly through their clothing as they kind of lean over a little bit, are breathing heavy, and you see a little bit of blood dripping out of their mouth. And that ends her turn. And now we are at Al.
Okay. Al's hearing noise. He hasn't seen any of this yet. He hasn't even made it out of the door. He just sees people bolt, hear noise. So he's up next to Rona, and he's kind of now getting the lay of the land. And he's going to reach his hand out, and he sees the bad dude with the sword cutting down people. And he's like, that's uncalled for. This is a little too extreme for my tastes. And he is going to reach out with the lightning ball, and he's going to twist his hand and spin a ball of lightning and make a ranged Esper attack at the sword-wielding guy over here.
Heard. Make your roll.
Okay, the guy across the bar. So, okay. Does
it just need a saving throw? Does lightning ball automatically hit?
Let me check. A target must make a dexterity saving throw of 13.
All right, they rolled a 5.
Sweet. So they take 4 points of lightning damage, and I do believe they're covered in metal, so I don't know if that does anything extra for us, but...
Nah, it's fancy space metal, so no.
Fair enough. Non-ferrous.
Non-conductive metals.
All right, so that is your movement and your action.
Yeah, I don't think I have any, so other things they can do, so I am down and out. Middle of the room. Oh, get off that, Slick. Well, it appears Slick's kicked on the PA and the recording system, so while I've got you, between gunshots here, I'd like to ask you, could you leave a rating or review, or maybe tell a friend about the show? We'd really appreciate it. Well, I gotta get back to it. Slick, no, don't touch that button.
Next up to Velis.
All right. To Velis, we'll just say,
bother.
and wander towards the doorway, peer out, take a look around the room, and it will power up impedance. So I'll throw that up there.
Ooh.
But, I guess it will have to move further into the room to make that work. So, I guess Tuvelis doesn't want to be left behind, and we'll continue moving towards where Ulrich and Rona are. And then let's just double check the dimensions here. Oh no. Measure tool real quick. Oh, I won't be able to do that yet, I guess. It's not far enough. Alright, instead, we won't do impedance. Tuvelis will actually activate its gear enhancement. So I want to see here. For gear enhancement...
Oh, good, we're all clustered.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So Tuvelis will basically look ahead and see Dathkar out there getting shot at from all directions, and it will begin to use its sensors to connect to Dathkar's suit and attempt to upgrade. I guess it will succeed in upgrading the armor level to make it a little more resistant, and will grant Dathkar a +1 AC bonus to his armor class.
Nice.
And it doesn't specifically say if this is an action, but I assume that would be an action because that seems pretty significant.
What is the skill called again?
Gear enhancement. It lasts for 12 hours, this modification. So it's a feature or feat. It doesn't say you have to touch or anything, so that's why I figured that do this. Uh-oh.
I think it's really cool, so...
It's fine if it doesn't. We'll go with other things.
Well, I'll let you decide. So it says once per long... This is more like a artificer type thing. So once per long rest, you may modify a suit of armor to receive a +1 armor class bonus, or modify a weapon to receive a +1 bonus. It lasts for 12 hours. You may use this feature either at the end of your long rest, or if you receive 1 uninterrupted hour with the item being modified.
Got it. Okay, so that doesn't work.
Sorry.
All right. Well, we've got one other trick up our sleeves. Tuvelis will go ahead and go with a different Esper power. This time we're going to go with Paralyzer. So I'll throw that up there. 60-foot range. It's a concentration. It generates an electrical stun net over the target of my choice. So Tuvelis has analyzed and determined that the guy on the other side of that bar is likely the head honcho and the largest threat in the room, and power that right up in that direction.
All right.
So it must make a wisdom saving throw. No, constitution saving throw. Sorry, constitution saving throw.
Okay. They rolled a 15.
That's a 14 on mine for a DC.
Oh, that's a bummer. Half damage?
Bummer. Nope, if it succeeds, it ends the effect. So there is no effect.
Oh, that's a bummer. Been there.
Wasting all those good powers. That's going to have to end Tuvelis' turn because it doesn't have any bonus actions that it can really do at this point.
Okay. Your question, Matt. At will means you don't have to spend any talent slots or talent points to cast it. But if I pull up the actual Esper power description, it says it has an activation time of 1 action. Range is self. Duration is 8 hours.
Okay.
But you don't have to spend any slots to do it.
Some of these types of abilities can be just a bonus action or a free action.
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes. So I apologize for delaying the game. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So with Tuvelis' turn being over, we are now at our hooded assassin-like figure. And they are going to put their saber down as they swing up their auto rifle. And they're going to do a burst fire and fire a spray of bullets
At the
in
line
a
of us?
10-foot cube area
Okay.
within 80 feet of them that they can see. I'm going to need each target in that area to succeed on a burst save or take some damage. And it is, unfortunately, I will draw our square here. It is going to be... That's not a square. They are going to worry about Rona, Tuvelis, and Al and shoot over Dathkar with this burst fire.
So what are we rolling for a burst save? Because
Let me pull up the full description.
I think it's dexterity saving throws, I recall, but I'm not 100% on that.
Possibly. Your character's burst save reflects their ability to avoid taking damage from the burst fire property of automatic weapons. Unless modified by your class or equipment, it is equal to your character's dexterity saving throw bonus. So you are right. With that burst fire,
Yes.
a cluster of bullets come raining down on Rona, Tuvelis, and Al, and you each need to succeed on a DC 13 burst save.
Whoo, mama. Alric rolls a 13.
Tuvelis rolls a 3.
Ooh, not good.
Oh, buddy. You're a bullet magnet is what you are.
And Rona rolls a 10.
Ugh. Does she have GM inspiration?
Nope. It's okay. It's only 3 points of damage.
Do I take half for succeeding, or was it full? Or none?
It doesn't even say half damage, so if
Okay.
you fail, you take the damage. So it does not
Cool.
say anything about half, so I'm going to say that they try to do a spray and pray situation,
Yeah.
and they sprayed the bullet so far and wide that it missed Al, and just a few of them hit Rona
That'd be
and
blasters.
Tuvelis for 3 points of damage
Duck!
as they yell, "Suppressing fire!" from behind the bar. And then, Deathcar, you hear a little switch on the weapon, and they aim their sights at you now. And they're just going to do a standard shot at you. So they do get a multiple attack.
Multiple attack.
23.
That hits.
10 points of piercing damage to you,
Oh,
Deathcar.
that is a big rifle.
Boom! And now we're up to the north side of the room. We have another
God.
figure in kind of a suit, and our ninja assassin is going to call out, "Draw them in!" And they're actually going to turn and they're going to shoot one of the club goers. And they're going to do 2 shots. First one misses, second one drops them.
This is Hellstruck's demise level violence.
Mm-hmm. These aren't good guys.
We earned some doom.
And now we are to the other gang member, again on the north side, and they're kind of in this far back corner, at the very back corner of the bar, closer to the red door where you guys exited. And they are just going to run straight at the guard that already has some of their hit points down, and they are just going to take a knife in each hand and just start trying to go for their neck. 2 knife attacks. And, these guards have on some seriously heavy-duty stuff. They've got a military jacket and a shield, so it doesn't find purchase as they're just screaming and ah! Those knives don't pierce that armor. As after shooting Dathkar, they then belly up to the bar, crouch down, and hide behind it and have 3/4 cover, and just their head is
All
sticking
right,
up.
that's fine.
Shoot the bar.
We are back to Dathkar in the middle of the bar.
All right. Deathcar will use his bonus action to use his Slayer's mark. So he will mark this, again, the guy that just shot him, with that mark.
All right, so you've got your mark on them. What does that do?
It gives me an advantage on attack rolls for 1 minute on that creature.
Nice.
And Dathkar will make the 20 or so feet to the bar, and then to climb up is it twice movement to get up on that bar?
It's a pretty tall counter, so I would, well, with jump mechanics, I would say you could definitely jump on top of the bar.
So I'm able to just get up on it, jump on it, and I don't have to do any athletics
Yep.
roll or anything. I'm just trying to avoid wasting an action.
I mean, unless you want to, you're always welcome to add more chaos to the situation.
No.
Now, I would say with your character's build and strength statistics and the fact that the jump mechanics in D&D would allow you to move that
Okay.
far, you got it.
Deathguard jumps up there with both hands on his Grand Blade and drops it straight down at the guy that just put a big hole in his armor.
Sounds good, and he doesn't have partial cover anymore. He has no cover because you're right up on top of him.
Just the way he likes it. So with advantage, it's a 14.
Unfortunately, a 14 just misses.
And Dathkar he knows he's on the other side, but he assumed he was a little further over to the left than he was, and just ends up jamming that right into the side of the counter taking a big chunk out of that rock and steel beautiful bar that he's now destroying. And that will end his turn.
All right. Okay, we are back to some of the baddies. So we've got the 2 baddies down to the south of the bar. The first one, again, in that kind of business suit attire, and they're going to, just like they were instructed, take some shots at some people here in the club. First one is a 12. Unfortunately, a 12 hits.
Meat sickle.
So they drop 2. Boom. Boom. As more screams echo throughout the club. And they hop up on the bar. Next to them is that very, very hurt gang member. And they're going to actually just kind of limp away to the back corner behind a table and just kind of catch their breath for a minute. Next up, we have Rona, who is going to just continue to make that beeline to that trap door. Oh, she's so close, but can't quite make it. So she's going to take a shot at the kind of corporate suit-looking person to the north that dropped the first club goer, and she's going to take a shot with her pistol. Oof. She rolled a 10, which bing, bounces off because there is some armor plating on that armor jacket that they're wearing underneath their business attire. So we are to Al.
Yeah. Okay. Alric is pretty mad that they've messed with his head and tricked him. He's going to run forward his full movement and just get a little closer to the hatch, but he knows he's not going to be able to do it, but he doesn't want to clump up too much with anybody else. And he's going to see our new friend across the bar who's kind of crouched over, and he is going to mess with his head back. He is going to use his Esper power called Synaptic Recoil. He needs to make a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or take 3d6 damage, and he must use his reaction to flee his full speed away from me.
Nice. He rolled a 3.
Woo! And he takes 10 points of psychic damage because he messed with my head. I'm messing back. And Al's hand lights, and you don't actually see anything, but his hand kind of crimps, and his tentacles start to move and almost float. And for a second, he almost becomes light as air. And then he drops down, and then there's a snap in the air, and you see the guy just crumble and wince in pain as it hits him.
And as he's wincing, he looks over at the Grand Blade that is still slightly embedded in the bar just before it gets pulled out by Dathkar. And Dathkar, you hear panic in his voice. Quick breathing. Mumbling. Gotta get out of here. He's gonna hit me. He's gonna hit me. And he's super freaking out.
And he does need to use his reaction to move as far his full speed away from me if he failed. If he's got a reaction.
Heard.
That ends my turn.
Tavelis.
Tuvelis is gonna follow in Rona's footsteps and head towards the trap door, using its full movement. But as it does so and gets closer, it will go ahead and use an electrical surge attack, which works on creatures that are behind cover, and produces lightning damage effect. So let's go with that.
Gets it.
It's 2 points lightning damage.
Nice.
Heard.
So yeah, as Tuvelis runs over, gets to the trapdoor, it can see Dathkar up on the counter, just reaches out and sends an electrical surge just straight through the bar right on the other side, and you can hear just kind of a pop on the other side, and it knows it made some contact.
Ow!
And that will end its turn.
Nice. All right, we are to our hooded assassin-like ninja, and they are going to just turn tail and
No, they're
run.
not. They're going to get hit.
Yeah, we'll ring it. And do you have advantage for the whole time
60
that
seconds.
mark is up?
10 rounds, baby.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That's 18 and 11, so I assume 18.
Totally hits.
And that'll be 12 points of slashing damage.
This hurts a lot. Where do you aim?
Well, he starts to get up and flee, and Dathkar, again, not averse to stabbing someone in the back, will just bring that blade right across his back, kind of at a diagonal, and slash across it, just trying to go from, like, shoulder down to hip. So, like, from his left shoulder down to his right hip.
And as you do so, you hear that sickening pop, as you know your blade not only sliced the back open, but hit bone. and you see blood dripping rapidly and pooling on the floor behind him as he runs. And he said it was their full movement.
Yeah.
Okay. They are going to make it outside the door of the club. If they use their full movement, which would be a dash as well.
No, I think it's just a reaction's worth the way it reads. Let me put it up. That was,
I just love it.
Because technically,
synaptic
like, they wouldn't use their is it that they need to react in the moment to run away? So should this have happened when you hit them?
Clear. Let me put it up.
Oh, and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from you. So it technically should have happened before Tavelis, but it wouldn't be 60 feet.
No, it would be 30.
Tavelis could still hit it within 60 feet, so the hit would still have hit.
Yeah, all the rolls stand, for sure.
Okay.
I'm just trying to learn the new mechanics that we have. So I misinterpreted what you were saying. Apologies. So if we look at the timeline, Dathkar would have sliced him first, but Tavelis' attack would still have hit, but they did not make it out the door of the club. They ran about 25, 30 feet away, and they are just inside the door of the club, but bleeding profusely from that back wound.
And the way I read this, it doesn't say it continues. It doesn't have a duration except instant. So I think that's as far as he'll be afeared of me.
Yep, I would agree. But we are at their turn now. And they are pretty hurt. Let me do one quick thing. They are going to raise their auto rifle, and they're going to take 2 shots at Dathkar. 19 and 23.
Ooh, those both hit. Oh, Jesus. He's flying off the bar.
The first one is 4 points of piercing damage. The second one is 11 points of piercing damage for a total of 15 points of damage onto Dathkar.
Damn.
And he is going to limp and leave a bloody trail out the door of the club and call out just as he gets out that doorway, "Don't let them get away."
Oh, quite the leadership role.
So now we are to our 2 baddies to the north. We have our corporate agent. They're going to turn their attention off of the club goers and back at you. And they have a heavy pistol, so they're going to take 2 shots, one at Tavelis and one at Rona. First one is at Tavelis, which is a 10.
Miss.
Second one is at Rona, which is a 9. Miss on her as well. And they're going to run up and hop up on the bar. In that back north corner, we have the gang member that had tried to do the knives on the security guard. Let's just say that they're stuck and caught up with the security guard. They're going to continue their knife attack rampage.
Rampage! Sorry. Had to be done.
And unfortunately, both of them just cannot make it through that armor plating. And I will be honest here, to not have 50 tokens that I'm managing, I wasn't going to have the guards necessarily entering your combat. Their role was to help get people to
They
safety.
shoot like stormtroopers.
But this
We
one
get
got
it.
waylaid. So, all right. We are back at the top of the turn order at Dathkar.
Dathkar is going to turn his attention to the agent that just climbed up on the counter by Tavelis, run over the approximate 20 feet to the north, and swing that grand blade right at him. With no special advantage this time. Oh, it's a 7 for a nat 1, but I believe I get a Oh, it's only on damage rolls,
The
right?
damage.
Bummer.
Wah, wah.
Thanks, 1.
All right. So with that nat 1, roll a d4 for me, please.
Crap. And that is a 4. Oh, thanks, 4.
All right. So as you swing your blade, what does it hit for 4 points of damage?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
On you.
I know.
I thought you were gonna maybe be here, you know.
Yeah. I guess to raise it up, and that chandelier's above me, and I wasn't paying attention, so I hit it, and a piece of that chandelier comes crashing down and hits me for 4 points of damage. Who put that stupid thing there? Didn't see it because the light was off.
It's still moving up and down. There you go.
All right, well, that will end Dathkar's turn.
All right. So we now have 2 corporate agents, each on the bar, one on the south and one to the north. The one at the south is going to take 2 shots at the closest figure, which is Al.
Yep. It's the last thing she'll ever do, but it's cool.
It's going to be a 15 and a 9.
The 9 misses, the 15 hits because I didn't arm my armor. So, yep.
That's going to be 10 points of piercing damage to you.
Mama.
And they're going to hop down and run about 15 feet kind of diagonal behind you towards that red door at the back of the club again.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have our gang member way off to the south that was kind of just cowering. They're going to get a little bit of courage, and they're going to run up to the bar, but stand behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to take 2 shots at Al as well with their light pistol. 17 and 15.
Both hit. Goodbye, everybody.
Both are 4 points of damage. It's a total of 8 points of damage to you, Al.
Goodness. Alrighty.
And we've got Rona, who is going to run up to the beer taps that are here, and she's going to grab one of the handles. I've been trying to think of a really good, cool name for this handle, and I've got, like, Down Periscope, or Pure Serenity.
Black Hole.
Or, there you go. She grabs the tap handle for Black Hole, pulls it down, and a panel opens up right by her feet. She takes 1 shot at the corporate agent right by Dathkar. She did a 9, so... And yells, "Get down here!" and hops down the trapdoor. We are at Al.
Okay. Ulrich is getting ready to bolt, but he's just been shot pretty heavily. And this corporate agent that's just jumped over the bar to the south of him is going to take the brunt of that. So he is going to make a spell attack with his Sprite Beam. He swirls his hand, digital code comes out, lashes onto her, and he launches it towards her. That's a 17 to connect with her. Does digital code wrap around her and slam into her?
And that's the corporate agent?
Yep. This one right here.
Yes, absolutely. 17 does.
Okay. So the codes come slamming across and does 9 points of damage, and then Ulrich thinks a little bit harder and remembers that he's that much more powerful, and another 3 points of snapping damage hit her because he gets his intelligence bonus to damage. So that's 12 against her.
Nice.
He did more damage than she did, so he's happy now. And he is going to run for the trapdoor and go on down.
And as you see that code wrap around her and cause that damage on that second shock, you watch as her head flies back and she gets whiplash. And when she comes back up, she's got blood dripping out of her nose and a little bit dripping out of her left ear. She's looking pretty rough.
Wish I'd finished her off, but he runs and just jumps down the hole, hoping for the best.
Tavelis.
Tavelis will
murder everyone and then go down the hole.
I mean, is Tavelis have space between the corporate agent, or is it going to be attack of opportunity moving out of the way there?
Attack of opportunity. The corporate agent is on the bar.
All right. So Tavelis is going to go ahead and power up its electromagnetic pulse in action here. So it's going to be a target within 30 feet. He's right there. And they must make an intelligence saving throw of 14, I believe.
Ooh, they rolled a 5.
Sweet. So
apparently none of these baddies are good at saving throws. They're good at other things, but not
they can
saving
hit.
throws.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, but this only works on robots, drones, and any creature with the automation or construct creature type. So it's not going to be this guy, right?
Yep.
Well, technically no, based on the token picture, but let's say that it is a android in a suit.
All right.
Because that sounds really cool.
Sounds good. So it affects basically anything within 30 feet. I guess that's more of a radius than a 30-foot radius. But anyway, there's only one within there. And Tavelis will then head straight towards that trap door because this target cannot take reactions and its movement is reduced to 0. It can only take the dodge action.
Nice.
And that will end Tavelis' turn.
All right, so our assassin ninja that ran out the door is still there. And they're going to step just in the doorway. And they're going to use their rifle to take 2 shots at Dathkar.
No.
Kill him,
Dathkar has
Dathkar!
very few hit points.
Kill him, Dathkar!
Because the range on the rifle is 80 feet.
Oh, no.
And Dathkar is not 80 feet away. The first shot is a 7.
Misses.
The second shot is a 22.
No, it's Dathkar's dead.
Oh, no. He's just unconscious a little.
For 8 points of piercing damage.
He only had 3 hit points left.
Oh, no.
All right. So Dathkar is unconscious, falls down from the bar.
Gonna fall down into the bar area, right?
Oh,
D12.
D12.
Come on, 6 o'clock. It's an 8. I'll take it.
Close-ish.
Sounds good. And they're going to flop themselves back behind the wall of the exterior of the club. And now we are at the corporate agent that Tavelis had affected. He said they can only take the dodge action and they can't move. So they can't do a whole lot this turn.
Yep.
Next up, we've got the gang member that was going after the guard, and they are just set on causing this to happen. I mean, they say this is the last round they can do this because I'm not rolling guard attacks, but I'm pretty sure if they have armor that can't let the knives get in, that they could probably punch this person. So their first attack is a 17, second attack is a 4. So they finally find purchase with their knife, get it into the shoulder muscle of this guard. But as they do so, they weren't paying attention to the knife in their other hand, which comes off of their armor, bounces off, and hits themselves in the jugular, and they finally go down because, again, I'm sure this guard has kicked the snot out of them at this point in time. Take them off the turn order, and we are at Dathkar.
Oh my god.
With a death saving throw.
You don't have some sort of thing where you bounce back up to 1 hit point, do you?
Nope. Rolls an 11.
All right, that's 1 success. That's good.
And that ends his turn.
That ends your turn.
Uh-huh. I mean, he can't say it, but...
All right. See, now I'm in a tough spot because everyone has abandoned Dathkar and gone down the trap door.
God.
But there's still these players on the map.
Ooh.
What would they do in this situation?
They were told to not let anyone get away, so...
That's fair. And they think that you're pretty much out of the picture. So they're going to use their full movement, which is not quite all the way to the trap door. So they're going to use their full movement, and they're going to make it up to just outside the trap door. They're not going to jump down, but they are going to stow their heavy pistol and pull out a short blade.
Oh, mother...
The other one, the other gang member to the south, because that was the corporate agent to the south, the other gang member to the south is going to slump behind the bar because they have very few hit points. Well, they're going to sloppily climb over the bar, slump down, and just aim their pistol at the trap door and hold an action to fire a shot. Next up is Rona. She's going to look at everyone inside. We're missing one.
Yeah, Death.
Al's not going to say anything, so she's going to say, they have 6 seconds to get here. I'm locking it. And she puts her hand up on a panel that lights up and glows yellow and recognizes her fingerprint signature.
We got to get our buddy.
And now it's Al's turn. You have 6 seconds.
Al's going up the hatch for him. That's 1, 2. Okay, he's at him. And he wants to just... Let me see what else he's got here to pull him. He's just going to pull him down the hatch. All he's going to do right now.
Okay, you have half your movement speed when you're pulling someone.
Okay, I've used
We'll treat it like
2,
a grapple. Because he can't really resist
3,
the grapple
4
right now.
of 7. So I used 2 to get up. That means I have reverse mathing.
You need to use 4 to get back down.
I have 5, so I can get him down.
Okay.
So I pull him. I literally just pull him down the hatch. I don't have anything else I can do with him, but I pull him down the hatch and say, "Lock it."
Okay. What is your strength modifier, Al?
Not great. Adrenaline. Adrenaline helps, right?
Well, it's not so much that. It's more this massive hulking form that is probably going to drop at least 6 feet in the opening.
Yep.
And whether or not you are strong enough to hold said dead weight.
Nope. I have a, what's that number here? Oh, I have a 9 in strength.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that you are not able to do that. But you soften the fall with your body, so I'm not going to say that because he took damage, he takes 2 failures. I'll just do the 1.
Okay, how much damage do I take? I just pull him on over top of me.
Al takes the bludgeoning damage instead.
This is going to suck.
So 1d6.
Okay.
I'm loving it.
Making me roll my own damage, aren't you?
You're good. It's a nat 1,
Okay.
so you take 1 point of damage.
Ow! It was a lot of my left health. That was 10%.
As Dathkar falls on you, and Rona removes her hand. I didn't say mechanically. She was holding her action to move her hand. But the door closes, the trap door, and you watch as some metal, essentially deadbolts, 8 of them lock into place. And because this is a key moment and Dathkar doesn't have long, I will say we are at Tavelis.
Tavelis will see Dathkar just come crashing down, and its sensors will alert, and will say,
Stand back.
and it will go over and start using its medical powers to stabilize Dathkar. Tavelis does have the stabilized prime power, which Matt suggested we
Nice.
have, and I'm very happy we went with it.
That's a good idea, man.
Yeah. I tried. I could not get any health powers on my character. I kept trying. Oh god. So is he got 1 hit point then?
I believe stabilize is 0 hit points.
It's at 0. So I'm not making death saving throws, but it says when you activate this power on a living creature with 0 hit points, the creature becomes stable. So we have to figure what stable is.
Stables.
I think that's when you roll a d4 to see how many hours until they wake up. So he's no longer dying. You're able to apply a tourniquet, essentially. But he's not going to get that 1 hit point or wake up for 1d4 hours unless you guys do something else.
Well, we drag you through the tunnel.
Yeah, I'm
Come on,
I don't
Zero.
think I have a healing ampule. Does anyone have a healing ampule? I don't think the rest of us have those, so.
Rona's going to reach back into her belt and she's going to crack a kind of like you would activate a glow stick. But when she does so, it's smelling salts and it's a healing ampoule, and she will use it on Dathkar.
Dathkar will wake up and look at being in this room all confused and say, I didn't hear no bell.
Oh, there was a bell, buddy. There was a bell. You might want to take care of yourself. We got to run.
And as you look around quickly, you are in a long alleyway of ramps upward to the outer wall of the Eclipse Club. So this is going to take you kind of a hidden tunnel underneath the club, rising up to the street. And as you are on your way, as you're running, because Rona is just going, she looks down at her arm. She activates kind of a metal sleeve that she has, and a slight holograph pops up. She starts muttering to herself as you're... Are you following her, or are you just letting
Oh,
her
hell
go?
yeah, we're following her. She's paying
Yeah.
us.
Dathkar already gotten up and started moving. And Tavelis is not going to hang out for those guys to figure their way out down the hole.
As he starts to run, Al casts up protective field on himself.
Nice.
8 hours, baby. Could have used that about 4 minutes ago.
As she starts kind of jogging down the tunnel, she starts to pick up pace, and she says, they've already stolen the encoded key chip, and they're getting away. She kind of looks at it, looks back at you. Since these thieves are too fast to catch on foot, don't even know how to drive a hover bike. And just as you crest the top of this ramp, you look out on the street and you see 6 gorgeous custom crafted hover bikes lined up near the back of this concealed exit at the street. And ahead of that, you see in a vehicle, kind of like a space-agey Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it a warthog, but I want to call it a warthog for some reason. In the back, you see a bloody
puma.
heap black hooded figure with a saber and a couple of people trying to just staunch the bleeding. And in the driver's seat, you see Tarko.
Mother.
As Rona runs up, hops on one of the bikes, fires it up, and that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
The only thing I was going to say is, can Al look over to Phyllis? You take Dathkar. He can't drive anything.
Dathkar immediately drives it into you.
Hey, did you roll for the amount of hit points you would have regained
No.
from the healing ampoule?
No. What is
Please
it?
be more than 1.
2d4 plus 2.
2d4. So a 3 and a 4 plus 2. That is a solid roll. 9.
Don't you have the
Nice.
thing, too, where you can add to yourself?
Yeah, I was planning on doing that, but I didn't want to waste an action right there. I didn't think that guy was going to
No.
pop back into the room.
Yeah, fair enough. I didn't either. I would have stayed up.
Dathkar's not very
I wanted to kill him.
intelligent.
No,
You're not the only bloodthirsty
no.
person on the planet or on the space
Yeah,
station.
I think the GM knows this, and she's baiting me. Baiting Dathkar right
both of us.
into it.
It is kind of fun when you get to play with the same group of people for a while because, yes, a little bit I can understand your tactics, but the other thing is I can know what you guys really like and have fun with and like set stuff up for you to like be super badass. So,
well, the funniest thing though, this is the first time I've seen Dan be the bloodthirsty one, so it's pretty funny. I'm enjoying this because it's like it's not just me, it's the character, but he's doing a great job being just the cleaver.
I hate myself so much.
It's so out of character. So I will say that the bikes that you guys have are pretty freaking cool, but you will need to decide between pilots and passengers. 2 characters can fit to a bike, and Rona will be one of the roles that you request, and I will try not to execute a ship ramming maneuver this time.
Yeah, that's great.
I think Ulrich and Rona get together, so Matt and Jackie have to work together again.
Oh, God. And Ulrich reaches around and just casts Sprite Beam and ends the entire game.
All right. And until next time,
we hope you can find yourself a galaxy and a ship.
And a crew.
So you can launch into your own NatFun.
Yeah.
Good night.
Bye.
I am so
See you next
low.
week.
Thanks for saving Dathgar there, Ulrich.
Oh my gosh, this was awesome.
Will they be able to catch Tarko and retrieve Rona's key chip? Will Ulrich or Slick be a better driver? And how many hoverbikes will Dathgar crash? Come back next week for an exciting chase through the streets of the Peltiveria space station as Cipher Syndicate continues here on NatFun. If you'd like to check out Esper Genesis or Skydon Game Studios for yourself, you can find the core manual, pre-generated character sheets, Crucible Corps modules, and lots of other great content at skydongames.com and DriveThruRPG. And while you're there, you can also check out Skydon Game Studios' newest game, Phantasy Star Tabletop RPG. We'll have links both in our show notes and on our website, natfunpodcast.com. And if you're enjoying NatFun, can you please like and subscribe? Maybe leave us a rating and review, or tell a friend? It really does help grow the show. And if you want to directly help support us making more content and get some cool bonus stuff for yourself, head on over to patreon.com/natfun, where we have a lot of great audio clips, additional episodes, merch, and more. Plus, our subscribers are what help keep the podcast ad-free, so thank you. And if you're signed up by the end of this month, all paid and free Patreon subscribers will get entered into our monthly raffle to win a free copy of the Esper Genesis Core Manual, courtesy of Skydon Game Studios. So check it out, and maybe you can roll into your own sci-fi NatFun. I'll see you next week for some hoverbike chase chaos.